Live from the marshes of Scotland, it's the Geek Show.
Coming up on this episode, yes, the internet has given you all the latest news, but it hasn't told you what we think about it on today's episode.
Yeah, laddie.
Fresh.
Oh, he's stuck in it.
Fresh back from visiting his peoples.
Took some time off to go visit the fatherland, Scotland.
It's Quad T, Too Tall Tony. He's back.
Yeah, I'm back. I fit right in over there.
Yeah, I was going to say
walk around with my red beard, and
did you get mistaken for a local? At all?
I did until I opened my mouth.
Yeah.
But as soon as I asked for the iron brew, they're like, I like this guy right here. He likes the iron brew.
But did you drink it?
Oh yeah, it's so good. I love iron brew.
Oh.
Yep.
Did you drink it is the first question she asked. It's Rebecca Frost, everybody. Hi.
Yeah, I gotta know. I gots to know.
Gots to know. Ugros Rebecca at Twitter, I will still call it.
Well,
she's still hanging in there.
I'm hanging in there. But what sucks too is like every article you read about Twitter, it's addressed as X and then parentheses or formerly known as Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just keep calling it Twitter, you guys.
I'm not playing. It's still the Sears Tower in Chicago, and it's still Twitter to me.
It's still the Delta Center in Salt Lake.
And it is
well,
again.
That's what I mean.
Always has been.
Always has been.
He's our Sears Tower. He's Lee George Cade, everybody.
Oh, I won my first game of laser burn in 22 years last night.
Really?
What's laser burn?
Oh, that's what we used to call Warhammer 40K. So I just keep it there.
Cool.
So
okay.
back in the mid 80s, it was laser burn.
He's our Warhammer hipster.
Oh,
It's
me.
actually pronounced Warhammer
Yeah.
40,000.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you're gonna field a Zote, you need to bring original OG laser burn rules.
Not laser blast rules. That's something
No,
else.
laser
completely
burn, obviously.
different. All right.
Plebe.
And our host.
Yep.
Don't forget our host, Carrie
Mr.
Jackson.
Gary Jackson.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. All right, let's begin. Let's see. Oh, Charles likes your hair, Rebecca.
We also have a question about your shirt.
It's my Barbenheimer
Barbenheimer.
shirt.
Barbenheimer shirt.
Look at that.
The shirt I was stuck wearing on the day my life fell apart.
Oh, and you still own the shirt? You haven't
Yeah.
sacrificed it to the...
No.
Does it still smell like smoke?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't think so.
I think it's amazing that you were so excited for Barbenheimer, and then the price that Barbenheimer exacted on you.
Well, you know what's funny is on our household calendar, I drew like a bomb blowing up on that day.
Little did you know.
So sometimes I wonder if I manifested it like The Secret.
Maybe.
Ooh, if this were a Brady Bunch episode, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Bobby, what do you do with that cursed volcanic sand?
Let's begin then. We got some deliciousness on the interwebs this week in the form of a trailer for what I think we've always wanted. I mean, we were excited when this was made into a live-action movie, but I remember when we were reading the comic book, we were like, this needs to be a show. This needs to be an animated show, and we're getting it.
What are we talking about?
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. We got our first look at the Scott Pilgrim animated series.
Well, we
for
almost got our
Netflix.
first look. There's nothing there, Lee.
He's trying.
What do you mean there's nothing there? It's on my screen.
We've
Not
got
on ours.
yeah,
It's
we
an
got
Ebola on
black
ours.
box there.
Really? Nothing, huh?
There
we
it
go.
is.
All right.
Okay, now we got it.
Well, I don't know. I didn't push anything.
Glitch in
right.
the Matrix.
Yeah. Stupid Matrix.
And what's great about this is that the cast of the live-action movie are coming back to voice their parts.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And Edgar Wright's directing.
Edgar Wright is producing and directing. So,
This is great.
and it's Brian Lee O'Malley's involved in it as well.
Yeah,
How
he wrote the script and did all the character design, and yeah.
How expensive is it now? Because everybody on this cast is famous now.
I know, right?
I think most of them just came running back. Like, they wanted to do it so very badly.
It's true. John Cena was quoted, or not John Cena, Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. Pretty much the same guy.
Same guy.
I get them mixed up. Everybody gets them mixed up.
Alan.
John Cena goes like this, and he becomes Michael Cera.
He does. That's true. Michael Cera was saying that he was so sad when it ended. He actually went for like 3 days and was very depressed for 3 days after it ended. He wanted it to keep going forever.
Yeah.
I mean, take a look at this cast. I mean, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yeah, everybody is in this. Brie Larson.
Chris Evans doesn't need to work, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, I'll come back."
Chris
That's
Evans,
awesome.
Aubrey Plaza, Kieran Culkin, Allison Pill, Anna Kendrick, Jason Schwartzman, Brandon Routh. I mean, it's just such a huge cast. But this show will start on November 17th, and if you haven't seen the trailer, I encourage you to go and look at it.
So Beck is not the musical director for this. He was on the movie, but the music is being done by it's a Japanese band.
Deck.
No,
That I didn't look up, yeah.
no,
Not Sex Bob
Mech?
No, I mean like the music design
Trent
for the
Reznor and
soundtrack and
Atticus
everything.
Ross.
I wish.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Guys, it's John Williams. Come on. John Williams is coming out of retirement again.
For Scott Pilgrim
Do
takes
Scott
off.
Pilgrim
Yeah.
cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm so excited for this.
This is going to be great on November
Now-
17th.
I want this to succeed more than anything to prove something I've been saying for a long time. If you're going to adapt a comic book and leave the artist out of it, then you're kind of screwing part of the creative talent that made the comic book cool in the first place. Like Umbrella Academy should have been animated, right? Like bring the voice cast on, but do the animation, do justice to the part of the creative team. Well, this is awesome. This is a great way to do it. Even though I love the live action Scott Pilgrim so much, this is exciting.
Yeah, looking forward to it. November 17th on your Netflix. Another thing that we're looking forward to, we don't have a release date on this, but we got our first look at this Godzilla Apple TV Plus series.
We're getting a Godzilla Apple Plus show?
Yeah.
It's a series, yeah. It's called
And it's a-
Monarch.
It's a straight tie into the movie, isn't it?
Yeah, Monarch
Yeah.
Legacy of the Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the images we got was that father and son, Kurt and Wyatt Russell, are in this, but they are playing the same person just in different times.
Hey, that's the way to do it.
Indeed.
Yep.
So it's, let's see, Legacy of the Monsters will span 3 generations and center on 2 siblings who follow their father's footsteps to uncover their family's connection to the secretive organization known as Monarch, the kaiju tracking group featured in the Monsterverse films.
Oh man, I just thought we were finally getting our live action Monarch movie from Venture Brothers.
The Mighty Monarch.
Unleash the kaiju!
The Monarch is delicious. Let's see. It's a huge cast with Kurt and Wyatt, of course, leading the way. You got most of the people coming back that were in the movies. Well, not all the big names, of course, but most of
Bryan
them.
Cranston?
Sadly, no.
He's dead.
Spoiler
But
alert,
look at this. Our
again.
old friend Matt Fraction helped co-develop the series
Oh, cool.
with
awesome.
with Chris Black from Star Trek and Matt Shackman from WandaVision.
Good names.
Shackman?
Right
yeah,
there.
Shackman. So we'll hopefully get a trailer soon, but they released some photos, and this is one of them that you can see here on our YouTube channel. And looks good.
Whenever somebody references Matt Shackman, the first go-to is always WandaVision, but my first go-to is always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, man.
That's true.
And that show's still firing on all cylinders. This season is hilarious.
I'll take your word for it.
I have to disagree.
What? Okay, I'm a few episodes behind, but the first 4 or 5 episodes had me rolling.
Like, here's the thing: they're funny, but it's hard to watch them as they get more successful and put less effort into how their appearance is on the show.
you mean
because
less
now
effort
they're-
into making them look schlubby?
Yeah, and because now it's just Rob McElhenney showing up onto set. Now it is just Charlie Kelly showing
That's
up
true.
onto set.
All right.
That's just me.
And then Percy Jackson, very popular series of novels.
I've read a lot of them. They're pretty good.
Well, you're getting a TV series.
Yeah.
It's
And a more
coming-
accurate TV series too.
Oh,
It's
look,
coming-
look, they're the right age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And more and actual diversity, like
Yeah.
how it is in the books.
yeah,
Right.
Disney Plus on Friday announced the premiere date for Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which will be December 20th. They picked August 18th because it's Percy Jackson's birthday, so that's, I guess, why they decided to make the announcement. Walter Scobell will play Percy, 12-year-old who learns he's a demigod and the father of a Greek god and a mortal woman. But yeah, it's unlike the 2 films based on the books. They They said that the season will follow the story of the first book in the series, The Lightning Thief.
Okay.
So that'll be the whole series. Will be the first book.
There's like a dozen of those books. So I mean, they have material for years and years and years, and then the author like does offshoots too for different pantheons as well, and they all kind of tie together. So lots of stuff.
So that's coming. All right. Listen, at the end of this episode, for you folks on Patreon, we're going to do the after party. And that's where we sit around. We got stories to tell. Tony's gonna tell stories of his native land.
Scotland.
And I've got a less than Jake story to tell.
I'm going to share my video on how I organize my miniature collection.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. No, we want people to come and watch.
Oh,
Never
okay.
mind.
But geekshowgotthiscovered.com is the link to our Patreon. It gets you all kinds of stuff, including a new video I made today. Well, yeah, that will be out very soon, of Star Trek transporter toys, past and present.
Oh, you did the transporter toys. All right.
So that's coming on your Patreon, geekshowgotthiscovered.com. And, yes, probably soon we'll announce the movie that we're going to be doing. Our Saturday matinee for September is coming up. I think we've
Spoiler
made
alert, it's Remember Me starring Robert Pattinson.
I was told on this.
I was told we were doing The Road.
Oh, we want people to not leave cryingly.
No,
Come
we're
on.
gonna do The Road, but we're gonna Mystery Science Theater it. No, that's not
That's
true.
impossible.
We're going to. We'll tell you about it coming up.
It's Remember Me because it's a good 9/11 movie.
All right. Barbie. Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah, what's up?
Barbie is Warner Brothers' biggest movie ever. Domestic
I can't
box
believe you haven't
office.
seen it yet.
I know, right? Although Sue just said that it's coming on digital here very, very soon, so we'll probably
September
watch it then.
5th. I could make better decisions as a business person.
What's a digital?
A digital. It's available.
Oh, digital.
On Al Gore's
Digitally.
internet.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's on Al Gore's internet.
I thought it was some sort of streaming service I hadn't heard of yet, and I'm thinking, no, I know all of them. I know.
Well,
I know.
Well, then let's make one. That's okay. We've trademarked that. Anyone
Digital.
paying attention, we've just trademarked that. Digital.
Oh, I hear the Digital Planets will get upset with us if we do
That's
that.
true.
Carrie.
Good band. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Barbie's haul, $6.1 million for a domestic total of $534.4 million.
Oof.
And it officially beats The Dark Knight now. It's their biggest domestic North America.
Greta Gerwig kicking Christopher Nolan's ass 2 times.
That's
Boom.
right.
Both ends.
Among other key records shattered, Greta Gerwig ranks as the highest-grossing female director of all time, domestic box office, solo or otherwise, after skating past Frozen 2 and the highest-grossing female director of a live-action movie at the box office. Let's see, the $1.3 billion earned by Captain Marvel, which was directed by Anna Boden.
But here's the thing about Frozen 2 and Captain Marvel. Those are
Yep.
both co-directed
By dudes.
by women.
Oh,
A woman and a dude. So Greta Gerwig is the first solo female
so this is the one that
director.
counts. Okay, good. Good for Greta Gerwig. All right, so it's all about Barbie, folks. And still no plans for a sequel, which is
Good.
mind-blowing.
Good.
Just wait.
In the hallways of the business of show, it is mind-blowing that there's no plan for a sequel.
My prediction is Greta Gerwig will stick to her guns, and Warner Brothers will just go forward with someone else doing it, and it won't be.
And it will
It
fail.
won't be as good.
Won't be as good. Won't have the same.
I think
punch.
it's time Skipper gets a movie.
How about the Big Jim movie?
Big Jim and the Wild Bunch. You know they can track each other because they've got animal prints on their boots that leave impressions in the ground while you're playing. With Big Jim and the Wild Bunch.
That's right. Thank you. Google it. Anyway, this movie, the Predator movie Prey, which we all
Yeah,
really
boy.
liked on
Good
Hulu. This is interesting because this doesn't usually happen with a streaming show. It's getting a physical release.
As
Good.
it should.
Nice.
Get it
It's-
while you can.
Yes, it will be available to purchase on physical media October 3rd. You can watch it still on Hulu right now, but you're getting the special steel box at Best Buy, the whole thing, all released physically. And this is such a good movie. It really
It's
is.
the best Predator movie.
Well, I
be.
don't know. It doesn't have Arnold in it.
In my opinion,
That's
it's
the best Predator movie.
But all formats will include the full-length Comanche voice audio track, so you can see it done in Comanche,
Oh,
as
that's
well as
cool.
never-before-seen bonus content, the making of Prey panel, cast and crew, alternate opening scene, deleted scenes, the whole thing, audio commentary from the actors and directors. So yeah, get it. while
Does
you
the
can.
dog have her own special featurette?
Oh, it should, shouldn't
It should.
Yes. All right. And speaking of digital releases, because Lee pointed this out, that Spider-Verse looks different. Because you bought it, right, Lee?
Mm-hmm.
You bought it digitally, and you said that it looks different from when you saw it in the theater.
Just a little bit.
I did some digging, and I found out why.
Is it my television's terrible settings?
Turn on
No,
motion.
your television can't change actual moments in the movie.
Is it my 14-inch diagonal screen?
Oh my
It
God.
might have something to do with it. Phil Lord and Chris Miller spoke about the small changes that fans have noticed in the digital release. The differences aren't due to tweaks in the story or adjustments in their creative vision. It's because the film was actually still in production for months after cuts were sent to theaters.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's why there were so many,
Whoa.
like, there was, when people were in theaters, people were talking about how they were seeing different versions. And so I saw it twice in Salt Lake and then once in Santa Fe. And the one I saw in Santa Fe was different from the ones I saw in Salt Lake.
Interesting. Says there was an international version that was made almost 2 months before the movie came out because it had to be translated into different languages, and these French censors have to decide what the rating of the movie is in Europe. They explains. Let's see. Additionally, they said they'd been given extra time to keep working. Miller said that some of the folks involved just kept going. Certain crew members, people in the sound department, the animation team were like, "Oh, could we do this instead?" And so they kept making changes.
Wow.
That's the video game model right there. Don't bring the video game model to movies. We don't want updates after the movie's out. Just
Well, wasn't it also that, like, they kept asking for, like, different renders? And, like, that's what... It kept adding, like, time because of how much
Yeah.
they were asking to be re-rendered over and over
Wow.
again.
Yeah, and as soon as they would make a change, they would send it to the distributor, and the distributor would beam it to the movie theaters, and that's why it kept looking different to people.
Wow.
the
But
digital
it's-
age.
The digital
Gotta
age.
go to space and back.
Yeah. The universe-hopping movie lends itself to this approach, he says, changing and adjusting small parts to get the best possible version. Because it's a multiverse movie, it's like there's a multiverse of the movie. And that
I
was
don't
the
like
reasoning
that.
behind it.
I don't like that.
You don't like
Give me one
multiverse, though.
Give me one movie. It's not that I don't like multiverse. It's that I'm tired of it. But just give me one, please.
Let's see, the physical home release will be September 5th. So you can buy it. Physical media, folks. It's important. This was good news for me.
Oh, what? Wait, is it about Blues Brothers? Or
No, it's about
Is it about Blues Brothers?
there will be no other Blues Brothers. It's done. That's all done. But
Challenge accepted.
the Ahsoka TV series on Disney Plus with my girlfriend Rosario Dawson. If you are a Star Wars fan who was always groggy watching the latest episodes of, say, The Mandalorian or Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett, and/or you're in luck.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yeah.
Yeah, the Boba Fett.
That's what you call him, the Boba Fett.
Bobby Fett.
Lucas
His friends call
Bobby.
him.
Lucasfilm just announced that all episodes of Ahsoka will debut on Disney Plus at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
That's 5
Oh.
p.m. our time.
Yes, beginning Tuesday,
That's
October
7 p.m. our
August,
time.
August 22nd.
Pacific?
With the two-part premiere.
Did you say 6 p.m. Pacific time?
6 p.m. Pacific time is 7 p.m. our time. Yes.
Hang on.
So that's 9
Yeah,
p.m.
because they're
Eastern.
that way, Tony. They're that way.
Pacific.
He's been traveling a lot.
How did I
He's-
get to Scotland?
I know,
You
right?
you went over the Atlantic.
Oh, the puddle.
Unfathomable.
So yes, you will be able to watch the show in real time, all together at a reasonable hour, and not have to stay up late or anything. If you're
Still
just
too
dying
late
to
for
see
Carrie.
It is. But all I can say is that not only I, but Jamie Lee Curtis approves of this change.
Good.
There are
Okay.
3 people who got that joke. So, all right. But that'll be Tuesday evening at 6.
Oh, because Jamie Lee Curtis wants concerts to be earlier.
Oh,
See?
congratulations on being one of the 3.
You're one of the... Well, now there's 4.
Well, I myself am going to a concert tonight that I wish was earlier as well.
What you seen?
Oh, Third Eye Blind.
Oh, is that tonight?
Yeah.
Mark Maron's got a bit about how when he goes to concerts now, they just go for the open and then they leave so they can beat traffic and be home before the encore comes on.
Could you imagine leaving a Taylor Swift concert?
Yes.
Like, what an actual nightmare.
Oh, that's why I would leave early.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
would not be the only one.
I got stuck in Seattle traffic when Taylor Swift was in town, and let me tell you,
Yeah.
wow.
She caused an earthquake.
So she's popular, is what what I'm getting from this
Saved
discussion.
the economy. Can we have abortions back now?
My kid said, I bet you we're not moving because all the Swifties are in town. And I was like, nah, I don't think the Swifties could shut down Seattle. And I look around, every car's got a Taylor Swift sticker, or we saw Taylor, or we're going to go see Taylor, or yeah, it was wild.
Taylor Swift was at Jack Antonoff's wedding last night in New Jersey, and the Swifties heard about it, and they swarmed the venue. If that was my wedding, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Leave the poor woman alone. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
All right. James Gunn. If you want your comic book to sell, apparently all you have to do is get James Gunn to tweet about it or post on social media. That's how you sell a superhero comic these days, apparently.
Carrie, he's actually interacting with people on Blue Sky.
Oh, he is now.
I've seen it.
He's responded to me personally. He said, thanks, smiley face.
Are you okay?
No, I cried.
What?
Nope.
Yeah, so it was the case earlier this week. Gunn tweeted out about how much he was enjoying Wonder Woman Historia, the 2021 DC Comics series by Kelly Sue DeConnick, and artists Phil Jimenez, Nicola Scott, Gene Ha. And suddenly, on your Amazon sale list, sold out, just went right away.
Nice.
So that's how we get people to buy comic books, is we have James Gunn post about it.
Maybe we can get him to post about Geekshow.
That's been one of my favorite things about watching this stuff on Blue Sky is he takes off and starts talking about comic books, and then all of the writers and the illustrators, they tag in, and then all of a sudden you get this primer on awesome comic books from the people that are creating it. And I would have drowned in that trying to keep up with it in Twitter because of how fast it moves. So having a social media platform with only like 28 users has been really good for me.
That's what it feels like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Also, he on his social media, he was talking about the Superman movie that he's doing.
Superman.
And he shared a revelation in response to a fan who suggested that Gunn's version of Superman should wear, it's that age-old argument, trunks on the outside. You know, the red underwear. So this person said, I think that works best. And I loved his response.
I'm just surprised my grandpa was able to email anybody.
I know, right? His response was, as we've done hundreds of designs, it is most definitely not that simple.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I mean, let's see. One social media user said that they had opened up to the idea of trunks, while another suggested that Clark Kent's belt should replace the red panties.
Just a belt?
But so hundreds of designs, and it's not that simple, is what we're getting.
How about
from
just
James
naked
Gunn.
Superman? Can we just have a naked Superman?
I'll take the briefs.
Burmy.
Oh.
All right. And then there's this little bit of news, and then we'll head into the business of the show. Kraven the Hunter director J.C. Shandor.
Is it the abs picture? It's the abs picture.
It's the abs picture.
It's the only one I can get. The internet has no other Craven.
Apparently.
Okay.
Here's what he had to say about the movie. He says, when the final credits roll on this film, if you've been paying attention,
In 2 years.
you won't have the feeling that this is all going to end great. Sony doesn't want me to lead with this, but the story is a tragedy. To which I just said, well, all those other Sony Spider-Man villain movies were too. So
Venom 2 was a tragedy, I'll tell you.
In so many ways.
Morbius didn't have a happy ending.
no, I just meant that they were sad. All of them.
Objectively, just sad.
All right. Let's see. Business of show. This was interesting because we were talking about Blue Beetle before we came on, and
Blue Beetle.
you're going to go see it this weekend, right, Tony?
I am going to go see it before the next episode we record, for sure.
Okay.
I'll try to as well.
Maybe before we jump into that real quick, I discovered how much of a hypocrite I am. I went to the movies last night, and you know how I get on Rebecca about those stupid popcorn holders that are all themed
Yes.
and how dumb they are?
Yes, the popcorn buckets.
Well, I bought the Blue Beetle one.
Oh, you bought the Cinemark Blue Beetle popcorn
I
bucket?
did.
Well, it is really cool.
So cool.
It is.
How much
actually,
popcorn
yeah.
does it hold?
Not very much, but I don't care. That just sounds just like
Yeah,
you now.
open that up. Let me see.
So the back end opens up. It opens up.
You open the butt.
It opens up. There we go.
There we go. Oh, the wings.
The
I
The
see.
popcorn.
wings come
What?
open, and you can fit
Whoa.
stuff in there.
Oh, look at that. All right.
And
Ooh,
look
looks
at
like
that.
You could
and
fit
the,
a Blue Beetle action figure in there.
That's
and
pretty
the legs are articulated, so you
Oh,
can.
look at that.
So like when he gets up, when you make him fly, you bring the legs in,
Jeepers creepers.
That's
Giving
actually
me a
kinda
hard
cool.
time for
and
my
when he
cars.
lands, this is so much cooler than the car. And when he lands, you bring him out and just.
Well, see,
Flop.
already the director of Blue Beetle has won over Tony, and he
I'm in.
wants. He says he wants viewers to feel welcome while watching this. He says, "Don't fear Latino heritage," is basically the thrust of what he's trying to say. We put our hearts and souls into it because we wanted you all to feel welcome to our stories. The filmmaker said, "There's no fear. Don't fear Spanish. Don't fear Mexican heritage. Don't fear Latino heritage. We want you guys to join the party with us."
Yeah, why would you fear that? Just go and enjoy it.
Yeah, and the lead Solo, I think that's how you say his name, Solo, Xolo. He said, "Blue Beetle isn't here to make me the next heartthrob or biggest star. It's just to show people, hey, these stories about Latinos don't have to just be about narcos or crossing the border or being a gang member. You can be portrayed in a positive light."
Nice.
So
Love it.
He had that to say. And also, apparently, some grassroots backers are trying to help boost the movie. Latinos, who make up 19% of the U.S. population, buying 29% of the tickets sold in 2020, according to the MPA. Yet they're underrepresented on screen. And so the National Association of Latino Independent Producers is just one of the groups that is buying tickets for kids and for nonprofits, buying out theaters for community members and school children to get people to go. Much like the groups did with Black Panther and Shang-Chi.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they
I
did the
don't
same
want to
thing.
say it, but Sound of Freedom.
Yep, that was a big thing for Sound of Freedom.
Yep.
Like the main reason it did so well.
Yep.
Nope. It says no one film should have to shoulder all the responsibility for Latinx representation in Hollywood, but its success can be the undeniable example that investment in Latinx creatives pays off, and that's why they want to do it. So the AAPI and a whole bunch of groups, Gold House, they're all buying tickets for kids in schools and saying, hey, go see this movie.
No, all the reviews I've seen already too say it's pretty good. So
Yeah.
it's a fun movie.
Yeah, I was surprised that it's getting this great reviews, so go see it. Okay. More Zachary Levi and Stephen Amell.
Again.
Oh, hooray!
They just can't shut up. I don't understand it. Zachary Levi was at a, let's see, which con was it? Fan Expo Chicago. And he said this on stage. He took a shot at studio filmmaking.
Uh-oh.
I personally feel like the amount of content that comes out of Hollywood that is garbage. They don't care enough to actually make it great for you guys. They don't. How many times do you watch a trailer and go, oh my God, that looks cool, and then you go to a movie and it's like, this is what I get? They know that once you've already bought the ticket and you're in the seat, they've got your money, and the only way for us to change any of that is to not go to the garbage. We have to actively not choose garbage. It'll help a lot.
How do you know
is
what
he
is
talk-
garbage, though?
Well, I was going to say, is he talking about Fury of the Gods? Because that's what I
Boom.
thought he was talking
Sometimes
Got him.
people don't have to say things.
Yeah.
You don't have to have opinions.
Or if you do, you don't have
Or you
to
do,
share
you,
them.
you don't have to
Yeah.
share them. Just get off
Yeah.
the internet. Go live your life. Like,
Go touch grass.
I
go
mean,
touch grass.
I'll be honest. I've been talking shit about radio for years, and I don't get job offers anymore. Okay, Zach, I just want to say that. All right. Anyway, so there was that.
Oops.
And then Stephen Amell, again, is on the apology tour.
But at least this time he's carrying a sign.
His mom
Yeah.
told him
He's
to
on
eat his
this-
vegetables.
He's on his strike
yeah.
with
Poor
everyone.
Steve Amell. I mean, he's just not a big thinker.
No, he's not.
No.
That
And
expression on that camera,
But
on that
he's-
picture's fit.
he's
Grumble,
I mean,
grumble,
I've
grumble.
met some people who've met him or know him, and he's just the sweetest guy. But he's just not a big thinker. So, and I'm not even saying he's dumb. He's just not a big thinker.
No, I
So-
ran his panel twice at the Salt Lake Comic Cons, and yeah, you're absolutely right. He's not a big thinker. He's nice, but he's not a big.
He's really
thinker.
nice. He loves his family. He's a good dude. He's just sometimes you get asked these questions and your mouth opens.
Just well,
Sometimes.
just don't
Sometimes.
be his wife on a plane when he's drinking. Just that.
Oh.
You know, there was that story.
Oh.
Who's that?
Oh.
James, like James Corden?
No, Stephen
Same
Amell
situation.
yelled at his wife on a plane.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ay, Dios mío.
Well, looks like I have
This
to
is-
cancel my subscription to my Stephen Amell fan club.
Yes, I guess. I think when I spoke the first time, I didn't choose my words as carefully as I should.
You
No
think?
shit.
Jeez.
I love acting. I love film. I love television. I know how much going on strike hurts. Not just the anyway. He's on the apology tour. He's all over the place.
I would like work when this is over.
Yeah,
please.
exactly.
Thank you.
I think he's also looking at his brother and going, "Why is Robbie getting all the good parts?" Robbie's good. Robbie's funny.
I like
sometimes,
Robbie. Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes
Great.
pretty doesn't mean brains. You know,
Right.
Not
Some-
always.
Right.
Not all. Like a lot of times, pretty and brains go hand in hand. But sometimes,
But you know, if you really
Can't have both.
want an interesting evening, pour yourself a good glass of your favorite beverage, put on Arrow season 1, turn the sound down, and just watch all the salmon ladder scenes.
That salmon laddering. Holy moly.
Yeah.
salmon
the
ladder. What's
feeling-
a salmon ladder?
That's
It's
when
that
they do
vertical
the-
bar, and you go.
and go up higher by
Oh no,
jumping
thank you.
the
No,
thing.
but he does it without a shirt on, and it's what my wife calls "oh my," impressive.
Oh, respectfully.
Yes, yes, it's like objectively.
All right. Let's see. Oh, more business of show. In a move to consolidate their global footprint, they say, Lucasfilm is shutting down its Singapore visual effects and animation studios.
It's the Sandcrawler.
That's
It
the
does.
building it's in?
Yeah.
They call it the Sandcrawler.
That's
I mean, look at
awesome
it.
looking.
It's a sandcrawler. This division of ILM was established in 2004 as the lead studio for Star Wars: The Clone Wars. The animation was done there. The news comes on the 15th anniversary of the animated series, which launched 2008.
Just look at all
Feature-length
that
movie.
green space at the back. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
know, right?
gorgeous.
Really
See,
pretty.
when you give a damn, you can make buildings like that. You see?
I mean, I just say, ooh, teeny. That is
Yes.
amazing.
Ooh, teeny.
Ooh, teeny.
The shuttering of the Singapore studio will affect about 300 animators and designers. Luke Hetherington, executive in charge of ILM Singapore and Sydney, told Variety that they would be working to place the laid-off workers at other studios and will host a job fair for them to find work elsewhere. Lucasfilm's leaders actively contributed to training generations of students in digital and tech skills at polytechnics and institutes of higher learning. All that stuff. So they closed it down. Sad.
That's too bad.
I wish animation got more respect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro feel the same way. And another closing thing, the Xbox 360 store.
Yep.
It's
Bye
going,
bye.
It's going to close. Is this a big deal, Tony?
Mostly no, but a little bit yes.
Where am I going to get that
because-
snowboarding game?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. The majority of the 360 games are playable on your newer Xboxes, or at least a very large part of them. So you can still get them in the modern Xbox store, right?
Yeah.
But there are select games that are not backwards compatible with the newer systems. So if you want to
Jet
play
Moto
them,
2.
that was never on Xbox, Lee. If you want to
Pass
play
the
them
test.
you'll have to get an old Xbox 360 and find a disc version of the game, or an emulated version. Almost all of the 360 games are emulatable, so it's kind of a gray area. But
yeah, it's starting July 29th, 2024. They announced.
Yeah.
Oh, we still have time.
They're winding it down.
So that's an 18-year run.
Yep.
After the July cutoff, Microsoft confirmed that customers won't be able to buy new games, expansions, videos, or anything else on the console or marketplace. Gamers concerned that they won't be able to access their existing content doesn't have to worry for the foreseeable future, at least, as they will still have access to existing content in their library. Similarly, the TV and movie apps will be removed from the Xbox 360. That's going to get me. But users
You're on an Xbox One, Carrie. You'll be all right.
Oh, that's right, I am.
I
Thank
was
you.
literally about to ask Carrie, what kind of system you running?
That's right, I have a one. Thank you. That's right. Okay, I'm good.
Yep.
Well, then the hell with this story. I don't.
Yeah,
Who
forget
cares?
about it. Doesn't affect me. I don't care.
The rest of you.
How is this going to affect my ability to download new content from my Atari Jaguar?
It will not affect that at all, because that's
Not at
been
all.
gone for a long time, Lee.
Oh,
It says, while Microsoft will no longer produce new games for the 360, the company says customers will still be able to purchase older games that will also be compatible with the new series. You'll be able to purchase hundreds of great backward-compatible Xbox 360 and original Xbox games and DLC on Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and Xbox.com. So,
Yep. Yeah, like I said, a lot of those are still available. Hundreds of the 360 games, the library are available, but there are some that won't be, and that's a bummer.
all right, what did we consume this week?
I had a lot of sugar today. Oh,
So much
this week.
Nom, nom.
Who wants to go first? Tony?
Sure. So
Oh, I didn't see your hand, Lee. I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
Lee can go.
Oh, okay. I'll go very quickly because I didn't see much. So I changed my opinion. I went back after flying on a red-eye flight and trying to watch Guardians because I couldn't sleep, Guardians 3. And I was like, well, this movie's so boring, I fell asleep. And the only parts I woke up for were the parts that were really hard to watch. So they're just like, you don't want to watch that. That's horrible.
Yeah.
And so then my wife was like, okay, do you remember what part the really horrible part is? And I was like, yes, I do. I can stop you from seeing that scene. She's like, well, I really want to see it and put it to bed and see if, if she likes it better than 2. And so we sat down to watch it last Saturday night, and I really had a good time with it because it's a good movie. And I was able to stop her from seeing the really, really rough scene. And I think they realized that no, I mean that's hard, but
That's
it's
hard, but
it's the accidental snuff scene where and that scene's tough. So, but I think they were smart because they realized that Star-Lord and Gamora really can't carry the movie, so they kind of backed them off a little bit and let the secondary characters actually shine a lot more. So I had a good time with it, and it was really fun. I watched season 1 and 2 of The Bear. Or as I like to call it, Restaurant Trauma, the series.
Cousin.
Yeah, so I've had people ask me, do people in restaurants really talk like that? And it's like, there's restaurant lingo everywhere that changes depending on where you work and what you do. So, but I've been in the weeds, not as hard as they've been in the weeds, but there's anybody who's worked in a workstation in a restaurant knows that feeling of, we're screwed. There's nothing we can do to get out of this. We're just going to have to keep throwing food up on the rail and hope it gets to the right people. But really amazing, really, really well done show. And then we watched the Dave Grohl episode of Hot Ones, which is probably my favorite
That was
episode of Hot
good.
Ones.
It's good.
That's the one when he gets
Gets
the
him
guy
drunk.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember
so
the host
good.
name? Chris?
Guy.
Austin?
Sean.
This
Yeah,
guy is
thank you, Sean.
Guy Inconsequentia. So
Yes, exactly.
and then started going back and watching season 1 of Strange New Worlds and realizing how good their continuity editors are, because there's some stuff that they foreshadow in season 1 that happens in season 2 that's just fantastic. And before anybody asks me again, yes, I'm almost positive that they're going to do an original series rehash with this Kirk and Spock and whatever else. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And let's not forget that Discovery actually acted as a backdoor pilot for Strange New Worlds. So, nothing's off the table. I'd say we have a lot of adventures of Kirk's Enterprise that we never saw. So I think it's altogether possible we'll see it. So
Well, there was a whole, because it was a 5-year mission. There was,
yeah.
plenty
Well,
of
and he
time.
was
Me more
he was
Spurk content.
he was also already captain in season 1, so we don't know what year they were on of that 5-year mission.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Although there's a
That's a
comic
good
book
point.
called Star Trek Year 5. That is
IDW.
quite good. Yes,
It is
quite
really good. IDW's really just knocking it out of the park with that. And then one last thing. Only say this because I'm one of the 28 people on Blue Sky, but also so is Guillermo del Toro. And his Hobby Sunday content is fantastic because he just gets on there and like, hi, I'm Guillermo del Toro. I'm going to make an old model kit from the 60s, and I'm going to update you on it all day for nerds like me. That's amazing. If you follow my social media, you can watch my new obsession of 15mm miniatures, which are too small for the human eye to see.
Those are tiny, Lee. I see you doing those. And
Yeah.
How? Do you have a really big magnifying glass that you
I
use?
do.
Okay.
I do. I have a big eye set that gives me 4-time magnification.
That's cool.
I've reached my ship in a bottle phase of hobbying. So,
Yeah, that's accurate. That's an accurate statement.
yeah.
All right, who's next, Tony?
I'll go next. Let's see. So, TV shows. We finished up Twisted Metal. Man, that is just a freaking good first season of TV, and I really hope it gets renewed.
We only saw the first 3, but it's fantastic.
It gets even better as it goes, Lee.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
thoroughly enjoyed it. It doesn't pretend to be anything that it's not. It's just just
And
fun.
wouldn't you rather watch that kind of trash as opposed to like a reality show? I mean, come on. I'd rather watch Twisted Metal
Mike, get
than
in
a
the
reality
comments.
show.
Mike, get in the
Hey.
comments.
Yep.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Trying to bait him. Trying to bait him out.
So yeah, I highly recommend the first season of Twisted Metal on Peacock. Very, very good. We watched Jerry and Marge Go Large. You probably never heard of this. It's kind of a
I've
random
heard of it.
Bryan Cranston movie, and it's based on a true story of how this old guy who was really good with math. He worked at a job at Kellogg's, and he was one of those guys that was He was an optimizer, so he always found ways to make things more streamlined. He realized one day that there was a flaw in one of the state lotteries back east, that if you play it a certain way, you're guaranteed to come out on top.
Wow.
And the story's about how he took advantage of that situation. Never did anything illegal. Never got in trouble for it. But yeah, it was quite interesting.
So instead of following somebody around with like a film crew and getting garbage reality show content, they just did a dramatic reinterpretation with really good actors.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, that's
and-
a far superior way to entertain people.
I think, but
So yeah, I'd say check that one out. It was interesting. And then I watched The Whale on the plane ride.
Brendan Fraser.
On the plane?
On the plane ride.
Hi, sorry.
Wow, wowie, wow, wow.
Could have skipped it.
The movie itself is like I'd say like a 3.5 out of 5, maybe a 4 on a really good day if you're feeling terrible about yourself and you want to feel worse.
Oh, great!
But-
You're selling it.
But Brendan Fraser's performance, I 100% see why he won an Oscar for that role. He was absolutely believable as this character, and just phenomenal acting from Brendan Fraser. So,
I like the original, the German version, Die Whale.
Die Whale.
Yeah.
Die Whale.
And then I just started Baldur's Gate 3, and I can feel its claws just sinking deeply into my psyche like
I'm
a mind flayer
hearing
would
too
in
much
my
about-
brain.
only 14 hours in, Tony.
Yeah, see, and I'm only 2, and I'm already just like, well,
Yeah.
I better tell my wife that this is the last she'll see of me in my free time for the next 3
I keep
months.
hearing too much about the customization.
Oh, so it's
Are you-
it's such
I
a
don't-
Hey,
it's such
are
a
your
minor
characters
issue.
are your characters circumcised or what?
You know, I just
It's-
went with the default vampire guy at the first because I was like, oh, cool, a vampire. I'll be this guy. So I haven't looked to see
So
if
uncut, probably.
probably.
barely-
it'll grow back if it's a
It
vampire.
barely plays into the
Wolverine.
game. Like it barely plays into the game. But if you ever wanted to play a movie, this is your
Holy
game.
cow, yeah. Super
Yeah.
great. I'm loving it so far.
All right. Let's see. Rebecca, hello.
Hi. I just did a rewatch of Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
Yay.
It and Happy Endings I watched like once a year. An era of TV that we definitely didn't deserve. And the only movie I saw this week, I went to a theater to see Old Boy for the first time from 2003. Listen, I knew the twist going in, you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I already knew. However, definitely not what I was expecting from the movie overall. A lot more funny than I was expecting, less action than I was
Really?
expecting. Yeah.
You're the first person I've heard talk about Old Boy as funny.
Well, it's there's some points that are intentionally funny. So
okay.
so here's the thing. It's in theaters now because it's a 20th anniversary remastered re-release.
Oh.
And before the movie, there's an introduction from the director that's like, hey, this movie is pretty violent. This movie has some themes or like some instances of like nudity and stuff. And also, it's okay to laugh at this movie. Like, there are scenes in here that are intentionally funny. So like, it is okay to laugh at this movie. But this was one of my least favorite types of experiences where everyone in the theater, so that intro happens, right? And there's like two annoying guys in the theater like, oh, 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 like I get you're edgelords and I get that you're here because you are freaks and you like an edgy movie. But there was me and two other women in this sold out showing, and just all of these guys have the Godfather poster up in their Mojo Dojo Casa house. It just my least favorite type of experience where everyone's like, you don't even know what you're in for. Oh boy. Like, stop acting like you own edginess. That's all. But I liked it. Quite enjoyed it.
It's a
Should
good
I
movie.
see this movie?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
If you want to know where the idea of the season 1, 2, and 3 of Daredevil hallway fight I think originated in Old Boy.
You might
I
be
thought
right.
that was
Yeah.
a Raid Redemption thing.
Well, and like, here's the
think
thing.
this-
The hallway fight in Old Boy, amazing stuff. Definitely not what I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit more like hardcore. Maybe because it's 2023 and I'm spoiled with action sequences, but this one was incredibly well done, and I'm really glad I got to see it. But like, stop gatekeeping edginess or whatever. I don't know.
All right. Is that everything?
Yeah. I mean, I
okay.
read a book about one of Warren Jeffs' daughters, but that's it.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I gave a look to that Superman cartoon.
Side Adventures of Superman?
So good. I'm
That's
loving
my
it.
Superman.
I was going to say, if you're a Superman fan, this you should be absolutely watching the hell out of.
Guns
say
are
even if
firing
you're
at
not a
him and
fan.
Lois. Guns are firing at him and Lois, and he gets in front of Lois, and Lois is like, "Oh my God, how did you know you were bulletproof?" And he's like, "I didn't. I just knew you weren't."
Yep.
It's so full of heart, this show.
Yep.
How many have you watched, Carrie?
It wears its heart on its sleeve.
I'm about 3 in, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're about right where it starts to really pick up, and you learn more about the technology the Interpol gang stole, and what I super like about this, and Rebecca might not like this, is it's very much a multiverse kind of a story in that, yeah, just in that. All of these characters they're putting new spins on all of these characters. This is a 100% fresh telling of Superman and how he got his start. And they do a really good job of taking these characters. You're like, okay, that character is going to do this, or that character is the reason behind this. And nope, turn it on its ear. You're going to get to a Mr. Mixicpittle episode pretty
really?
soon here.
I learned from
Very
Gilbert.
good.
I learned from Gilbert Gottfried. It's Mix Yes Spitlick.
Yeah, mix you spitlick then.
Yep.
And that's a great episode. So yeah.
All right. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm inching my way through it. And like I said, if you're a Superman fan, tons of heart in that.
So it's funny, like Jimmy John says, sounds like cheese, I'm not a Superman fan. So it's kind of like how I didn't like Captain America prior to Chris Evans' portrayal of Captain America, and then I'm all in on Captain America because that character, that Boy Scout, can be so damned annoying, but when it's played sincerely without any irony or, dare I say, edginess,
Yes.
it just works.
I was the same way with Captain America too, until
Yeah.
I think it was Ultimates that turned me around, and then Civil War. Those two books turned me around on Cap, and he became from my least favorite to my all-time favorite character.
Yeah. When he's done right, he's amazing, right?
When it's done right, yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's see. So there was that. Justified is almost done. Justified
Cool.
something City. I can't remember now. I don't know. It's the Raylan Givens show. That's all I know. And I'm glad that my wife is here to talk me down from getting one of those hats. Because
Do it.
Don't let her do it.
Don't listen
Carrie.
to her.
Just go get
'cause
one.
I told her I grew up on a farm. I think I can get away with it. And she went,
You
earned one.
qualify. Yep.
Yeah.
no.
You are a straw hat guy, though, Carrie. Your haberdasher would also be so sad if you.
Oh,
stopped.
he'd be thrilled. He specializes in those kind of hats. the
Oh, does
Justified
he?
type
Gotta
hats.
do it, Carrie.
That's his specialty. Yeah.
Didn't know
I'm the fringe customer he has that doesn't. Anyway,
Signs point to yes. I'm your 8-ball on this one.
is that right?
Signs
Okay.
point to yes.
that. I'm gonna say no. That's your fortune in your next fortune cookie. Is no.
Another thing I've been consuming quite literally is
Oh my god.
Spider-Man cereal.
is the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse cereal, which I got here, and it's What's great about this box is that which is the front? You tell me which is the front of the box. I don't know, but it's basically it's crunch berries with marshmallows. So if that sounds like an attractive combination to you, then by all means.
But
That
fruit's
sounds
not
like-
allowed in your house.
But fruit's
It's
not allowed in my
real
house.
fruit.
You do realize this is in a room she doesn't go in often.
That's right.
And I bought this without any permission. So.
He's got a little
bought
mini
this-
fridge.
He's
He's got a
like-
mini fridge in there with milk.
Oh, I
Sue,
need that. Yeah.
you can't. I bought this with my own money. This is mine.
And then the other thing that I've been consuming this week is something that we will be releasing slowly, not in whole, by the way, but slowly, some of it, because Michael Beck was kind enough to take some VHS masters that I had and transfer them to DVD of the Sci-Fi Sunday Night Show that Jeff Weiss and I did back in 2002 on a local TV station here in town, Z24.
Whoa.
And we did
Z24.
the host segments for Star Trek reruns on Sunday night, and I watched them last night, and it was great to see some old friends there. Let me just say this: I'm not proud of who I was in that time of my life.
What row?
There are several jokes that you all will not see. I am keeping that shit secret.
It's going in the vault.
In the vault, but we'll be releasing some of it, not all.
We're
Select
playing
clips.
it at his funeral.
You guys all liked Carrie, right? Watch this.
Change your mind.
And maybe,
Let me tell you something about Eastern Europeans.
Listen, it's possible for people to grow and change.
That's right. Yeah.
but anyway, I was pretty once. That's what I took back from this whole viewing thing, is that I didn't exploit my prettiness enough.
You could either be pretty and have terrible opinions, or
Can't. Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, so there was that. That was last night while Sue was working. I pulled those out and watched those finally. Oh, cringy. Anyway, I used to have a big toy collection too. That was the other thing that I
Used to?
noticed.
You did. Yeah.
Oh, I've sold a lot. I have
Yeah.
sold a lot of my stuff.
Carrie, I remember when I was an intern at X96 and I came over and saw your toy collection one time. Your toy collection has dwindled greatly, sir.
Oh, I've sold so much of it. I used to have an entire giant room in my
Yep.
basement in
rem-
Draper.
I remember you had an apartment in 9th and 9th area, and you had one room that was covered in chicken wire and S-hooks that you had figured out a way to position all your action figures. And just the Toy Biz selection alone was 2 walls.
You use the screen for your windows. You buy that, and then you do boards up on top of the wall, and then you use the hooks, the curtain hooks, the U-shaped curtain hooks.
people
to
do
hang
that
them.
for earrings,
Really?
jewelry.
I thought I invented that.
No.
This was pre-internet. This was my idea pre-internet. I did this. Anyway, all right. Losing all this money, clearly.
That was $1 million idea, Carrie, and you just never followed through on it.
Yeah.
No.
If only you were able to do that before Pinterest.
Damn it. All right. Anyway, there we go. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. We're going to take a break and then head over to the after party section of the interwebs. If you are a Patreon member, come and join us.
You want games?
Oh, yes, games. Thank
No.
you so much. But
No.
geekshowgotthiscovered.com is the Patreon, and we will have announcements for our Saturday matinee. We'll have that movie picked sometime very, very soon, and the movie will be September 9th. All right.
It's going to be Remember Me because it's 9/11 themed.
No.
I don't think so. No.
Games, what do we have?
Let's see. Today being the
Baldur's
19th
Gate
on this
3.
recording. Yeah,
It's
that's
all
that-
about Baldur's Gate, isn't it?
That's all that really matters. But there are a couple of games coming out that might pique a few people's interest next week.
I mean, I know for a fact that there are people who are listening and watching this show right now who are also at the same time playing Baldur's Gate. I
Yeah,
know
that-
that.
Naturally.
They've been telling us in the comments.
Yeah.
Yep. Really, this is a big release coming out August 22nd. Smurfs Kart.
What?
Yeah, it's
What?
like Mario Kart, but with Smurfs and probably a lot.
Oh, that
Lower
reminds me.
quality.
I watched the Super Mario movie as well. That's right.
That was pretty
Oh,
good,
did you
wasn't
like it?
It was okay. Yeah. I can see why kids might like it. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was literally my response, Carrie.
Oh, I thought it was
was like-
pretty great.
There's nothing. I mean, there is nothing like a good kids movie when you're a kid.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other game of note, Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. Now this is an interesting release for two reasons. One, there hasn't been an Armored Core game in a long time, because interesting reason number two, the company From Software that makes Armored Core games has been making Souls-like games the entire time since then. Demon Souls, Bloodborne, all the other Souls games, etc., etc. So they're going back to their mech game right here, Armored Core 6, and that's a thing. So it might be up your alley. Now, being that it is a From Software game, understand that it'll probably not run very good when you release it, when they release it, and just hope that they patch it up. But everyone will probably give it a pass because From Software is the developmental darling du jour for some reason. I don't know. I'm not a Souls games guy, so I might sound bitter, but there you go.
I wish I had done games last week because I would have talked about Vid Electric doing Dangeresque, the Rumicide Triangulate, the latest Homestar Runner video game.
That's a mouthful. Yeah.
Where you play Strong Bad as he's Dangeresque, the world's greatest private eye / crooked cop. So
Classic Strong Bad.
Stray Gods on my Steam wish list.
You didn't buy it yet?
I have been homeless, Tony.
That's not an excuse.
She's been going through some things. Yeah.
Been going through some things.
This is a game that was developed specifically for you,
I know.
and you haven't even bought it yet.
It's on my wish list.
look, she's got a real bed for the first time in almost a month.
Yeah.
Tony, give her a break.
Yeah.
I've got a dresser over here.
I stand by my statements.
Is that everything?
That's it.
All right. Did we get the link over into the Patreon for the after show?
Yep, they got
All
it.
right. There you go. We just sent it there just now. So give us a few minutes and we'll be there. So join us
Gotta go to
again.
space and back.
Yeah, that whole thing. And the bathroom and back. I don't know what that was, but
That was me. That was my bad.
You clicked
that was
on
my
it.
bad.
We can highlight comments. So like right here.
Okay.
Right here where hold on. Egg corrected me right here. Their games aren't Souls-like. They are Souls games, which he's right. They invented the genre, basically. So thank you, Egg.
All right. Well, we'll be back in our Patreon for the after party coming up in
In
just a few
15
moments.
minutes. 15 minutes.
What?
Is it 15?
15 moments.
Well, it's scheduled for 12:45. We can go on whenever we want.
Oh,
but
okay. Well, we can take 15 minutes. Sure.
15 moments or less.
yeah,
Like a pizza.
sounds good. Yeah.
All right.
See you
Live long
guys.
and prosper, bitches.
Bye.
Bye.